In the complex landscape of human connection, you find yourself caught in a recurring, perplexing pattern. Time and again, you attract individuals who are emotionally fragmented, the energy drainers, the psychological manipulators, and those who view relationships as rehabilitation projects. Meanwhile, those who possess emotional equilibrium, grounded presence, and mature self-awareness appear to pass through your life as mere silhouettes, never pausing to truly connect. This phenomenon transcends mere coincidence or unfortunate luck. It is rooted in deep psychological dynamics that transform your most admirable traits into beacons of precisely the wrong kinds of people. As someone who identifies with the Sigma archetype, a person characterized by profound independence, emotional fortitude, and quiet self-reliance, you likely anticipated that these qualities would naturally draw similarly strong, stable individuals into your orbit. You envisioned relationships built on mutual respect, shared autonomy, and quiet understanding. Instead, you repeatedly find yourself entangled with narcissists who mirror your confidence only to distort it, codependents who cling to your strength like life preservers in the turbulent seas, and emotionally volatile personalities who latch onto your calm energy with desperate tenacity, refusing to release their grip. 1. The sanctuary of stability. Why emotional anchors attract storms. The psychological allure of calm and chaotic souls. Your emotional stability, that cultivated, deep-seated calm that allows you to navigate life's turbulence with measured grace, operates as a powerful psychological magnet. However, it does not uniformly attract those who share this quality. Instead, it exerts a particularly strong pull on individuals who exist in a state of perpetual emotional chaos. This is the first brutal truth. Your grounded energy acts as a sanctuary for those drowning in their own psychological turmoil. Have you noticed how the most dramatic, unstable personalities consistently gravitate toward you? This is not random social selection. It is a predictable outcome of complementary psychological needs. This dynamic draws specific, identifiable archetypes. The unhealed trauma carrier. These individuals perceive you not as a potential partner or friend, but as a healer. They are drawn to the prospect of having their unresolved wounds soothed by your presence, often viewing you through the lens of a therapeutic fantasy where your stability miraculously repairs their fractured past. The drama addict. For those addicted to emotional tumult, your calm is not a quality to be admired but a resource to be consumed. They require your steadiness to offset their own instability, creating a dysfunctional equilibrium where their chaos is constantly balanced against your peace, draining you to fuel their cycle. The volatile anchor seeker. These emotionally labile individuals use your presence as their psychological mooring. They lack an internal gyroscope and instead attempt to tether themselves to your consistency. Your stability becomes their reference point. But rather than learning to cultivate their own, they become dependent on borrowing yours. The subtle descent into enabling. What makes this pattern particularly insidious and difficult to escape is its subtle, gradual onset. These chaos-addicted individuals are often adept at social camouflage. In initial encounters, they may appear composed, even mirroring your calm demeanor to earn your trust and bypass your natural defenses. They present a curated version of themselves, one that seems capable, if temporarily troubled. Once you are emotionally invested, however, the facade begins to crumble, and their inherent chaos surfaces. By this point, you are often already entangled in a web of shared experiences, emotional disclosures, and a sense of responsibility. The contrast, why the healthy do not chase. This dynamic illuminates the paradoxical behavior of emotionally healthy individuals. Secure, grounded people notice your strength, but they do not feel a compulsive need to merge with it or extract it. They do not crave your stability because they have diligently cultivated their own. They possess an internal completeness that allows them to appreciate your qualities without needing to consume them. Consequently, they do not pursue you with a desperate, clingy energy of the chaos addicted. This is often misinterpreted as disinterest or rejection when, in fact, it is a reflection of their own balance. They are seeking connection, not completion, partnership, not rescue. Their calm approach can seem like indifference against the intense, problem-fueled pursuit of the toxic individual, creating the illusion that only the broken are drawn to you. In reality, the healthy are present, but they are waiting for a signal of mutual recognition, not issuing a cry for salvation. 2. The lure of the enigma. When mystery invites a fix of fantasy, the misinterpretation of privacy as pathology. Your natural inclination toward mystery and emotional privacy, a defining sigma trait rooted in discernment and self-containment, is frequently misinterpreted by a specific psychological type. This leads to the second brutal truth. Your reserved nature becomes an irresistible magnet for individuals possessing a savior complex. You may have observed how certain people become oddly obsessed with deciphering you, breaking down your walls, or unlocking what they presume are your hidden chambers. These are not individuals who respect privacy. They are individuals who perceive boundaries as puzzles to be solved, challenges to be conquered. This misunderstanding attracts a distinct cast of characters. The codependent caretaker, often operating from a place of profound insecurity, these individuals derive their entire sense of self-worth from being needed. They feel valuable only when they are healing, helping, or saving someone. Your apparent wholeness is threatening to them, but your mystery suggests a crack they can fill. The savior complex carrier. This person is driven by a narcissistic tinged fantasy of being the one who finally gets through. They are attracted to the perceived challenge, seeing themselves as a hero in a story where your walls are the antagonist they must defeat. The toxic unraveling of the fantasy. This dynamic rapidly decays into toxicity because it is founded on a fundamental fiction. These fixers are not attracted to your authentic self. They are addicted to the fantasy of you they are constructed. They fall for the wounded, mysterious projection in their mind, not your reality. The relationship follows a predictable, damaging script. The owning phase. Initially, they may present as exceptionally respectful and understanding, carefully observing your boundaries to earn your trust. They offer unwavering support and listening, positioning themselves as a safe harbor they presume you need. The escalation phase. As trust builds, their efforts to make you open up intensify. Questions become more probing. Encouragements to share become more insistent. They frame this push as care. I just want to help you. You can trust me with anything. Disguising a desire for control with compassion. The healthy counterpoint. Respect as a foundation. In stark contrast, emotionally healthy and secure individuals respond to your mystery with respect, not obsession. They understand that boundaries are an expression of self-knowledge, not a challenge. They do not perceive your silence as rejection or your self-containment as a locked door they must pick. They comprehend that genuine intimacy unfolds gradually through shared experience and voluntary vulnerability. They feel no compulsion to fix you because they do not assume you are broken. Their interest is in the person you choose to reveal, not in conquering the parts you choose to protect. This respectful distance can, again, be mistaken for lack of interest when it is actually the quiet, patient stance of someone who seeks connection without conquest. Free. The burden of capability when competence invites exploitation. The magnetism of the problem solver. Your competence, the quiet efficiency, sharp resourcefulness, and logical problem-solving nature that defines your approach to life, casts a long shadow. This leads us to the third brutal truth. This very competence makes you a prime target for individuals who seek not to emulate, but to offload. You become a magnet for those who wish to be rescued from the consequences of their own inertia or inability. Have you observed how seemingly helpless individuals, or those perpetually in a state of manageable crisis, consistently find their way to you? This is not karmic accident. It is behavioral economics. This attracts a portfolio of dependent types. The professionally stagnant. These individuals seek career guidance, but quickly transform it into a demand for you to network for them, rewrite their resumes, or solve their workplace conflicts. They seek a shortcut, not mentorship. The financially reckless. They view your fiscal responsibility as a personal safety net. Your competence with money becomes an invitation for loans, bailouts, or poorly conceived joint ventures where you assume all the risk. The parasitic transformation of partnership. The core issue is that these individuals do not genuinely wish to learn from your competence. They wish to leech from it. You are transformed into a personal problem solver, a 24/7 consultancy they feel entitled to, free of charge. In this dynamic, your strength does not empower them. It enables their continued weakness. Every time you dutifully fix their mess, navigate their crisis, or make their decision, you reinforce their dependency. You teach them that helplessness is a successful strategy for engaging your time and energy. The appreciation of true peers. Conversely, truly competent, self-reliant people appreciate your skills without seeking to exploit them. They possess their own internal toolkit of competences. When they admire your problem-solving ability, it is with the eye of a fellow craftsman, not a desperate consumer. They see potential partnership as a synergy of mutual strengths, a collaboration where 1 + 1 = 3. They seek to combine forces, not offload burdens. They bring their own capabilities to the table and expect you to bring yours, creating a dynamic of mutual respect and shared achievement, rather than a hierarchy of rescuer and rescued. Their approach is marked by collaboration, not consumption. 4. The double-edged sword of composure, when non-judgment becomes a sanctuary for flaws. The safety of your silent observation. Your calm, non-judgmental energy is a cornerstone of the Sigma presence. It is a quality that allows you to observe the world with clarity, to listen without immediate reaction, and to create a space where people feel heard. This brings us to the fourth, and perhaps most subtle, brutal truth. This very quality makes you a magnet for individuals hiding deep-seated character flaws. Your composed demeanor communicates, often unintentionally, that you are not a source of quick criticism, harsh exposure, or moral condemnation. The tragic misinterpretation and its consequences. Herein lies a trap. Toxic individuals systematically mistake your patience for approval, your neutrality for naivety, and your stillness for tacit acceptance. The psychological mechanism is straightforward. People with poor character are accustomed to immediate negative feedback. When they act out, the world typically pushes back. When they encounter you, and that pushback does not come, they do not interpret it as your strategy of observation. They interpret it as your endorsement. Your silence becomes, in their mind, a permission slip. This is why you so often attract the morally flexible, those who keep testing your limits, incrementally increasing their transgressions to see how much you will tolerate before you react. The manipulator. They interpret your patient observation as a lack of perception, assuming your calm composure means they can maneuver around you without detection or consequence. The exhausting cost of delayed discernment. The pattern turns toxic when, after a period of observation, you finally have enough data to act, to set a boundary, call out a behavior, or end the association. Their reaction is typically one of shocked outrage. Phrases like, "I thought you were different," or "but you never said anything before," are common. What they truly mean is, "I thought you wouldn't hold me accountable." The cost of your non-judgmental nature is not merely the misunderstanding, but the profound emotional exhaustion that follows. You invest significant energy in people who are never capable of the self-reflection you hope to inspire, waiting for them to rise to a level of integrity they do not possess. Recalibrating the sword. From sanctuary to filter, your calm energy must not serve as an unregulated sanctuary for chaos. Its true purpose is to be the foundation of sharp discernment. You were never meant to be the healer of those who refuse to heal themselves. Your observation should act as a filter, not a shelter. Once you recognize that your patience is a sacred, finite energy, you will cease wasting it on those who view your empathy as an open invitation for exploitation. The goal is to maintain your composure while radically shortening the observation period for clear red flags. Your non-judgment is for the complex, not the corrupt, for the imperfect, not the exploitative. 5. The paradox of self-sufficiency, attracting those who have none. The law of the emotional fortress. Your profound independence, the ability to be emotionally self-contained, content in solitude, and self-directed, forms the very essence of the Sigma identity. This leads to the fifth brutal truth. This self-sufficiency acts as a powerful magnet for those who possess no functional independence of their own. Have you observed how the neediest, most clingy, and dependent individuals seem to find you with uncanny accuracy? It is not because your independence repels them. On the contrary, they are drawn to it like moss to a flame, because they perceive it as an inexhaustible resource they can drain. They are engaged in a subconscious search for someone strong enough to carry the emotional, psychological, and practical weight of two people. This dynamic attracts a spectrum of dependency. The emotionally dependent. Individuals who cannot experience emotional stability without constant validation, contact, and reassurance from an external source. The socially clingy. Those with no robust personal identity, hobbies, or social life outside of a romantic or close friendship. They seek to merge their identity with yours. The enabling cycle and the erosion of self. This creates a vicious, toxic cycle. Instead of your independence inspiring them to cultivate their own, it inadvertently invites and validates a dependency. Your resilience is interpreted as permission for their fragility. Your capability becomes a justification for their helplessness. Critically, these relationships follow a depressing predictability. The stronger and more self-reliant you are, the more helpless and incapable they become. Your strength does not empower them. It enables their weakness. It allows them to permanently outsource the task of building an adult psyche. The mutual regard of independence. Healthy, independent individuals desire equals, not dependence. They do not view your self-sufficiency as a vacuum to be filled with their need, nor as a platform upon which to offload their responsibilities. They respect it, often seeing it as a mirror of their own inner state. They are drawn to partnership as a union of two complete beings, not as a rescue mission or completion puzzle. They have their own passions, their own internal stability, and their own life. They seek to share those with you, not to surrender them to you. They approach with quiet confidence, not desperate need, which can once again be misread as lower interest compared to the intense, problem-focused pursuit of the dependent personality. 6. The meta pattern. Extraction versus appreciation. The unifying thread, your traits as commodities. Stepping back from these 5 dynamics reveals profound, unifying meta-pattern. Consider what all the wrong people have in common. They are not trying to build with you. They are trying to take from you. They approach your constellation of sigma strengths not as qualities to be admired in a fellow human, but as resources to be extracted for their own benefit. The invisibility to the healthy. This meta-pattern explains the accompanying, frustrating phenomenon. The very traits that make you intensely visible and attractive to the wrong people can render you seemingly invisible to the right ones. Healthy, balanced individuals are not driven by desperation, lack, or compulsive need to consume resources. They are typically calm, self-sufficient, and selectively engaged. They do not chase emotional stability in others because they have cultivated their own. They do not feel compelled to pry into mystery because they respect the sanctity of personal boundaries. They do not need rescue because they are competent navigators of their own lives. They do not seek to exploit patience or cling to independence because they bring their own full selves to any potential connection. 7. The path to recalibration, transforming your filter. The foundational shift from passive receptivity to active selection. The solution to this pervasive pattern is not to diminish, hide, or apologize for your sigma traits. To do so will be a betrayal of your core nature and a loss to the world. The goal is to strengthen your filter, not to dim your light. You must shift from a posture of passive receptivity, allowing anyone who approaches access to your time and energy, to one of active, discerning selection. This is the essence of emotional intelligence applied to self-preservation. The screening protocol, a practical guide. To break the cycle, you must become a conscious gatekeeper. Here is a detailed screening protocol based on the 5 dynamics. Screen for chaos addiction. Observe early emotional handling. Pay acute attention to how new acquaintances manage frustration, disappointment, or stress in the first few weeks of interaction. Do they engage in trauma dumping, unloading heavy personal history without invitation or established intimacy? Do they consistently frame themselves as a victim in every story, devoid of agency? Is their life narrative a relentless series of uncontrollable dramas? Action. If the answer is yes, disengage politely but firmly. Do not offer therapy. Do not try to solve their emotional crises. A simple, "That sounds really difficult. I hope you find the support you need," is a boundary, not a cold shoulder. Screen for the fixer fantasy. Monitor boundary respect. Notice how people respond to your initial mild boundaries, e.g., "I'd prefer not to talk about that right now. I need some time to myself." Do they accept gracefully, or do they push, "Are you sure? You can talk to me"? Do they make frequent, uninvited psychoanalytic comments about your behavior or personality? Action. If someone persists in trying to decode you or treats your boundaries as challenges, label the behavior. "I notice you often try to get me to open up more than I'm comfortable with. I share things in my own time." Their reaction to this direct communication will be telling. A respectful apology and change in behavior is green. Defensiveness or continued pressure is a red flag demanding withdrawal. Screen for incompetence, helplessness. Associate with problem solvers, not problem bringers. In early interactions, do they frequently present problems seeking your solution? Do they follow your advice? More importantly, do they attempt to solve their own problems before bringing them to you? Watch for a pattern of learned helplessness. Screen for character flaws. Shorten the observation window. Trust your first impression of shadiness, inconsistency, or manipulation. Do not give endless chances to red flags. Pay attention to how they speak about others. Are they chronically disrespectful, gossipy, or do they betray confidences? Observe their relationship with truth in small matters. Action. Develop a two-strike rule for core integrity issues. The first clear sign of dishonesty, manipulation, or cruel behavior should place the person on probation. The second should result in removal of access. Your non-judgment is not a license for others to behave poorly. It is a space for you to gather the data you need to make a swift, firm judgment. Screen for dependency clinginess. Evaluate life saturation. Does this person have a full life, their own friends, passions, career, and hobbies outside of their interaction with you? Or do they attempt to make you their sole social, emotional, and entertainment source very quickly? Notice the pace of intimacy. Healthy connection builds gradually. Action. Protect your solitude and schedule. If someone reacts with panic, guilt-tripping, or anger to you taking time for yourself or honoring prior commitments, this is a critical sign of unhealthy dependency. State your need clearly. I need this time for myself. And observe a reaction. A healthy person says, enjoy your time. A dependent person protests or pouts. The hope, aligning attraction with appreciation. The hopeful reality is that the very traits that attract toxic people are the same ones that will be deeply valued by the right people. The difference lies in the intention of the admirer. By rigorously filtering out the extractors, you create the relational space for the appreciators. The right person will appreciate your stability without needing to drain it for their own equilibrium. Respect your mystery without needing to dismantle it, understanding that intimacy is a gift revealed over time. Admire your competence without seeking to become dependent on it, preferring instead to match it with their own. Value your non-judgment as a sign of depth and fairness, not as an opportunity to avoid accountability. Match your independence with their own, seeing a relationship as a joyful intersection of two complete, sovereign lives. These people exist. They are often not the loudest voices in the room or the most aggressive pursuers. They are the grounded, self-aware individuals who are also practicing discernment. They are not chasing you. They are living their lives and are open to connecting with someone whose energy resonates with their own. To meet them, you must stop being a passive port for any ship in a storm and become a lighthouse with a specific, discernible frequency. Conclusion: mastering discernment, the synthesis of observation and boundary. Your Sigma nature is not a flaw to be corrected. It is a unique operating system that requires a specific firewall. The journey is not about becoming harder, more cynical, or less compassionate. It is about becoming sharper. It is about integrating your profound capacity for quiet observation with a decisive application of firm boundaries. Your non-judgmental calm is a double-edged sword, but you can learn to wield it with precision. It does not need to be sheathed. It needs to be directed. The key is to dramatically shorten the time between observation and action when the data points to toxicity. You can maintain your composure while saying no. You can be peaceful while showing someone the door. You can be understanding while deciding that certain behaviors are unacceptable in your sphere. The moment you stop allowing your peaceful energy to serve as a safe haven for chaos, you will stop attracting it. When you combine your innate patience with the courage to enforce clear, non-negotiable standards for how you are treated, you become relationally untouchable by the predatory and magnetically visible to the healthy. You transition from being a sanctuary for the broken to being a beacon for the whole. This is the ultimate integration of the Sigma path, mastering the art of discernment so that your inner peace is protected and your connections are rooted not in lack, but in mutual abundance. Fix the filter, and you will change your life. Do these ideas resonate with you? If you found yourself nodding along or reflecting deeply on the traits and experiences we explored in this video, I'd love to hear your thoughts. The Sigma male mindset isn't often talked about openly, and your perspective, whether you identify with it personally or have encountered it in others, adds valuable depth to the conversation. Drop a comment below and let me know. Which part hit home the most for you? Have you seen these traits in yourself or someone you know? Your insights help build a community where authenticity and growth are prioritized over popularity and performance. If you're drawn to this kind of introspective, no-nonsense content around Sigma males, psychological strength, emotional intelligence, and high-value living, there's more waiting for you. Explore the other videos on this channel for deeper dives, actionable insights, and raw truths that cut through the noise. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay sharp, stay grounded, and stay unapologetically real. Until next time.